So sit yourself onto your left. Just come down into a good cross-legged position. Just have a little wriggle about. That's a bit right. A little wriggle about. Make sure that you're sitting evenly. And not only evenness but comfort. Does it feel comfortable? Hold onto your knees and elevate the heart area up to the ceiling, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Soften your jaw, soften your tongue. Look down at the floor, look at something that isn't moving. Fill the lungs from the bottom to the top. And empty your lungs from the top to the bottom. So do you feel evenly positioned on the seat bones? The seat bones feel level. But do you also feel comfortable? So if you don't feel comfortable, then you sit higher or you adjust until you do feel comfortable. Because we often forget in our practice comfort. We put ourselves into unusual positions perhaps, but we never really consider comfort. So feel how the body sits. Just elevate the heart area up as much as you can. Draw the belly button towards the spine to protect the lumbar. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears. So quite a lot of juxtapositions there. Release your knees, bring your hands together, bring the palms firmly together. Lengthen from your armpits into the elbows. Your elbows into the heels of your hands, the heels of your hands into the fingertips. And with an exhalation, allow your eyes to gently close. Focus on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. Acknowledging the positive energy that we bring into the physical body through the breath. The in-breath is our commune with the universal energy that surrounds us. We draw in the energy of the universe in through the nose, down into the lungs, and through the lungs the body gleans the energy it requires to perform optimally. So something that we barely give thought to as the breath is an essential element of existence. So feel that every breath is a gift of existence. Gently draw the chin down to meet the chest with an out breath. Lifting the chest up to meet the chin. Drawing the shoulders away from your ears. Spend a moment to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude for something or someone or somewhere. Release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. Bring the tip of the index finger together with the tip of the thumb. Just a gesture of wisdom, of physical intelligence and peacefulness that we can carry into our practice. Raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to come back. Hold onto your knees, elevate again the heart area up to the ceiling, so we really lift out of the hips. Just reassess the hip levelness of the hips, just ensuring that they feel level. Elevate the heart area upwards and then turn to the right side, drawing your abdomen across. Drawing your abdomen across and your ribs and your shoulders. Elevate the heart area up towards the ceiling. And then come back to the centre. Take a deep inhalation, elevating the heart area upwards, and then turn to the left. Drawing the abdomen across, the ribs across, just feeling how the sensation of turn brings energy back into the body. Just turning however much your body will permit, listening to the breath. Just focusing on deep inhalations, deep exhalations. And then gently come back to the centre. Come off your lift, sit back on your heels and have the big toes together, the knees apart, allow the legs to mould into the shape of the floor. Let the shins soften into the floor. Gently push the shin bones into the shin skin so that the thighs activate. When the thighs activate, you can elevate up into the spine. And then maintaining that contact between the seat bones and the heels as much as you possibly can. Come forwards. Stretching the palms, spreading the palms, keeping the seat bones down, keeping the head lifted initially as you come forwards, keeping the head lifted to the chest extending forwards, and then finally bringing the forehead down onto the floor. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath.
Feeling the length of the tailbone down into the heels, extending from the hips into the armpits, into the elbows, just waking up the spine. Bringing dynamic energy and action into every limb, including the legs, making sure that the thighs hit away from the knees up into the hip socket, lengthening from the knees into the toes. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and sit back on your heels. Just observe how your body has woken up a little, how the chest has woken, how the legs have woken. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Feel in the lungs. Just come onto all fours. Have your little fingers on the edge of the mat. Stretch the thumbs towards each other. Turn your toes under and then come up into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Working to straighten the legs by tightening the kneecaps, pressing the front of the knee through to the back of the knee, trying to open up the back of the knee by pushing the front of the knee through towards the back of the knee, activating the fronts of the thighs, lifting the muscle of the thigh up towards the top of the leg, turning the muscle of the front of the thigh inwards, from the little toe side to the big toe side, straight across the front of the thigh, so that the heels start to separate. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Listen to the breath. Allow the breath to remain deep and gentle as it was when you were sitting. And then come down onto your knees. Sit back on your heels. And again, just spend a little time acknowledging how your energy has opened up, how your energy has changed just from those basic limbering poses. And then come up onto your feet. Have a couple of blocks for your hands. And then have your feet as wide apart as your mat. Have your hands on your hips. Make sure that you can feel that the outside edge of your heel is on the edge of the mat. The little toes are on the edge of the mat. Big toes are turning in towards each other a little. Tighten the kneecaps. Draw the front of the knee through to the back of the knee. Turn the fronts of the thighs inwards. Lift the fronts of the thighs up. Have your hands in the hips. Try and get the thumbs to reach towards each other behind you. Wing the elbows back. Keep the head lifted as you come forwards, lengthening the legs, projecting the chin and the chest forwards, and then come up onto the fingertips. Projecting the chin and the chest forwards, hitting your legs back so that your weight is in your heels.
So ensure that the weight goes into the heels. Keep the kneecaps tight and turn the fronts of the thighs inwards. Project the chin, the seat bones away from the backs of the thighs. Project the chin and the chest forwards. Breathe even deep inhalations and exhalations. If you can go down lower, then do, but not at the expense of losing that extension. While the extension requires effort, and without effort there is no extension, can you find comfort within the pose? So often the body feels asleep, and yoga definitely wakes up the limbs of the body. And initially that doesn't feel comfortable for many people, but eventually you begin to find that distinct level of comfort in the extension. It makes the body feel alive. It brings the body to life. So find that level of focused extension that moves itself into a level of distinct comfort. Bring the hands into the hips, bend your knees on the way up if you need to, and then come up into the standing position. Come back into Tadasana. So listen to the sound of your breath. Observe the inhalation, observe the exhalation. Draw your attention into the position of the physical body. Observe where the legs are. Observe where the hips are, where the abdomen, where the diaphragm, where the chest are. Drawing the shoulders down to the floor. Tighten the kneecaps, turn the fronts of the thighs inwards and distinctly lengthen the sacrum spine into the tailbone. Drawing the tailbone in towards the front of the room, but without disturbing the legs. Lift the abdomen up to the diaphragm up to the collarbone. Lift your toes to activate the legs. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Bring your arms out nice and wide into the chest, and then step or jump the feet apart nice and wide with the legs. So have the feet as wide apart as your wrists. Turn the left toes in, turn the right leg and foot all the way out, facing the front, and then come down into Utthita Trikonasana. Just find yourself in the pose. Observe where there is resistance. Observe where there is freedom. Listen to the breath. Listen to the body. Enjoy the resistance. It's confirmation that you are alive and observational. Listen to the breath. Acknowledge that resistance. So for me, hamstrings feel tight on the right side this morning, but that's okay. It's just an observation. It's confirmation of existence. Reach up with the top hand, come back to the centre, swap the feet around, turn the right toes in, left leg and foot all the way out. And then come back to the centre. So if you're new to yoga, then you just follow the steps. If you are experienced in yoga, then bring elements of your past learning into the pose. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, keeping the legs activated at the kneecaps. Turning the front of the thigh from the big toe to the little toe side. Observing the resistance, observing the freedom. And then come back to the centre. Bring your feet parallel. And then step or jump the feet back together. Come back into Tadasana. So be in Tadasana and observe how your energy feels, how the body has opened up. So in that pose, maybe, so for me this morning, on the side that I'm going over to, the hamstrings feel really resistant. But on the back leg, it doesn't feel quite as resistant. And so what you can do is when you identify resistance on one side, you draw attention into the non-resistant side, and then that really levels out your kind of focus of the resistance. Because often when you feel resistance, it's like, oh, that's all you can feel. You kind of just focus and hone in on that resistance. But if you can draw it to the mirror image limb, so for me it's inside here, so on the back leg I really activate that. The where there's resistance in that leg, I activate it in the freedom leg, if you like. And then the perception of that initial resistance changes. Partly because you just take your focus into the other side, but partly because you just activate the other leg, and because you activate the other leg, it takes the strain off of the area of resistance. So just observe and activate the mirror image. We're going to do trikonasana again, and I want you to observe where there is resistance and then activate the other side of the body in response to that resistance. Bring the arms out nice and wide in towards the chest, step the feet nice and wide, turn the left toes in, the right leg and foot all the way out. So this time let's just observe where the feet are. That heel of the front leg should line up with either the instep or the toes of the back leg. If you've got stiff hips, then you can bring that foot forwards even more. Activate the kneecaps, tighten the kneecaps, and turn the legs outwards, the opposite of Tadasana. With Tadasana you turn the legs inwards. This we turn the legs outwards because we want to keep the hips level. Lift up into the heart area, reach up, turn in those legs, and then release over to the side. Maybe where there was resistance before, it feels like resistance in a different place. Just observe the present moment. So if there's resistance in another place, then activate the mirror image on the non-resistant side. Maybe you don't have a non-resistant side. Maybe the legs are all resistant. So then you focus on the arms and you activate the arms in the mirror image. Because the arms have got the same amount of bones as the legs, the feet and the hands have got the same number of bones. So you can continue that focus. Just pick in different limbs, extend the arms more deeply if there is tension in the legs. Come back to the centre, swap the feet around, turn those legs from the inside out and then reach over. Observe that one of the side effects of trikonasana is clearing out the sinuses. You can probably breathe more deeply through the nose and out through the nose. If you feel like you're landing hard in that left hand, then reach up into the right hand. Extend the arms from the heart area into the hands, into the fingers, into the fingernails. Come back to the centre, bring the feet together, parallel, and then step or jump your feet back together. Come back into Tadasana. So observe again how the body feels right now, but also acknowledge how the second time felt in trikonasana. Was there resistance in a different place, or less resistance, or more resistance? If we can draw our attention into the present moment, then we are in control of the physical body. We're going to come into uttanasana. So if you've got a stiff back and you feel that forward bending is not great for your back, then rather than coming all the way down, you can come forwards. Just bring the hands onto the top of a table or the back of a chair or windowsill, and then extend the legs away that way. Otherwise, bring the feet hip width apart, turn your toes in. Again, just have your hands on your hips, lift up into the chest. Keep the head lifted as you hinge entirely at the hips. So you can go beyond halfway this time, keeping the chest extending. And then release your arms. Hook the thumbs into the crease of the elbows. Wrap your fingers around your elbows. And then hang down with the upper body. But keep the legs lifting with determination. Keep the thighs turning inwards. The fronts of the thighs turning inwards. Lift the seat bones away from the backs of the thighs. Hit the kneecaps in through the backs, into the backs of the knees. Listen to the breath. So while this is a extension for the spine, it's also an extension for the legs. But the extension of the spine only happens if you extend the legs with consciousness. So lift the shin bones out of the ankle socket. Lift the kneecaps away from the shin bones. Lift the thigh bone and muscle away from the kneecaps, up into the hip socket. Keep the conscious extension in the spine, but let the spine hang down. Okay, release your hands down to the floor. Just be in half uttanasana, extending the body away. And then walk your hands forwards towards the end of your mat. Have your hands as wide apart as your mat. Have your feet as wide apart. Have your hands as wide apart as your shoulders. Have your feet hip width apart. And then come back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Activating the legs as you were in Uttanasana.
hit the fronts of the thighs through to the backs of the thighs to make space in the armpit, chest. And then come down onto your knees, sit back on your heels. And allow the body just to rest back into virasana, into this virasana variation. But observe how the body has awoken. How the body feels full of lightness, full of energy. Just listen to the sound of the in-breath, the sound of the out-breath. And then sit back on your heels. No, sorry, not sit back on your heels, sit on your seat bones. Stretch the legs out in front and then just move the buttock flesh out to the side so that you're sitting directly on the centre of the seat bones. If at this stage you struggle to roll onto the front edge of the seat bones, if you kind of sink like this, then sit on a folded blanket. If you've got a belt handy, grab that. You might need a block or two as well, so have those handy as well. So just work the backs of the thighs all the way out, spread in the backs of the thighs, stretch into the legs, have the big toes together. The heels might be together, but in this action we turn the legs consciously inwards, the same as we do in Tadasana. So turn the fronts of the thighs inwards. If you're doing it correctly, or if you're doing it effectively, then the heels will start to separate, but keep the big toes together. So it's almost like we're corkscrewing the legs inwards, the shins inwards, the thighs inwards. Have the hands at the sides of the body and then lift up into the chest. Drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Feel where the seat bones connect to the ground. And do your best to roll onto the front edge of the seat bones without losing the activation of the legs. Keep the seat bones in place as you get hold of the back of the left knee and bring the foot alongside the inner thigh of the right leg and let that leg just rest down to the floor. Try not to disturb the seat bones. Now if this knee is high, then get a block and put the block underneath the knees to support it. But if the outside of the calf is on the floor, then that should be fine. Get a belt and throw the belt around the foot. So we're going to go into janu sirsasana. So the pose, the words janu sirsasana translate as head to knee. But actually, we really want to bring chest to knee because it's a forward bend. And if you do the forward bend from your head, then you're immediately going to put strain on your back. So the ultimate aim is to bring the head to the knee, but it's really about bringing the chest to the knee first. So hold onto the belt, not like a death grip, but just firmly, and turn the abdomen so that you face the right leg. Roll onto the front edge of the seat bones and then lift up into the chest. Feel that you are poised on the front edge of the seat bones. Try not to roll significantly onto that right seat bone. Try and keep the left seat bone evenly placed. Lift up into the heart area. If there's problems with your back, you might want to just stay at this stage. Otherwise, just come forward. But if you are hinging at the hips rather than trying to round your back,
then your back should be supported, but observe your own back. So as you come forward, you're observing that the back remains dead straight, like there's a broom handle attached to your back, and you can't bring the head down. You've got to keep the head lifted. Come forwards, extending forwards. If you can reach around the foot, then reach for the foot. So just a little at a time, keeping this leg, the straight leg, turning inwards in Tadasana. If you can reach around the foot, then do. Keep extending forward, lengthening forwards, driving the body forwards. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Listening to the breath. Feeling the extension of the spine. Once the chest comes down onto the leg, keep turning the abdomen along that straight leg. And then you can bring your head down, but only if your chest and your collarbone are close to the leg already. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. So if you're not ready to bring your head down, then keep lifting, keep extending the chin and the chest forward. And then take back hold of the belt. Come back to the centre, lifting up into the chest. Drawing the shoulders down away from the ears. And then just bring the other leg into the belt. Just feel that you can hold onto the belt and pull yourself onto the front edge of the seat bones. Lift the heart area, lift the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone. Drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Just hook the belt around your left foot, just cross the belt over so it stays in position. Feel where the seat bones are. And then bring the right leg out to the side. Again, just giving that knee support. If the leg is up in the air, give that knee support. Take hold of the belt again around that left foot. And Tadasana-rise that straight leg. Turn the front of the thigh inwards. Feel where your weight is in your seat bones. Try and even out your weight between the two seat bones. Bring the abdomen around to face the straight leg, and then hinging at the hips, keeping the heart area lifted, keeping the head lifted, keeping the shoulder blade region reaching in, drawing the shoulder blades in towards the front chest. Come forwards, take hold of the foot if you can, reach around the foot if you can, but only when you're ready. If you're rounding your back, you're not ready. Or if you can't correct that rounding action, then you're not ready. So you go back to the belt. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Lengthening forwards, extending forwards, just feeling the nowness of the physical body. So the poses, maybe we find comfort in the poses, but we find extension. And sometimes extension is comfortable, sometimes it's deep and challenging. But that's okay. That's why we do it. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. And then gently release Come back to the centre and then bring the legs into swastikasana. Hold onto the knees, lift up into your chest, elevating the heart area upwards, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Listen to the breath. So again, if in cross legs you struggle to sit on the front edge of the seat bones, if you sink like this, then sit on the lift that you sat on at the beginning, or sit on a folded blanket. Hold onto your knees and roll onto the front edge of the seat bones so that you can lift the abdomen up to the diaphragm, up to the collarbone, and then draw your shoulders down away from your ears so your neck becomes really long, lengthening the neck and the spine up towards the head. So you can stay in cross legs, or if you prefer, you can come into half padmasana, whichever feels right and even for you. And again, if you've changed the position, then observe how the seat bones are working. Lift up into the chest. And then turn to the right side. Dig the back hand into the floor so that you can really elevate the spine upwards. Turn in the abdomen, the ribs and the shoulders, keeping the neck just looking forwards. Don't try and look over the shoulder. Keep the neck totally passive, but just extend the spine, the neck up into the head. Observe the nowness of your extension, and then come back to the centre. Hold onto your knees, lift up into your chest, and then turn to the left. Breathing it in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. And then gently come back to the centre. Just come down onto your back and come into supta baddha konasana. Have the soles of the feet together. Let the knees fall apart. And then rest your hands on your lower ribs. If your head rolls back, have a folded blanket underneath your head. Consciously push the heels firmly together. Press the outside edge of the feet firmly together. And let the inner legs lengthen from the groin and the inner ankle into the inner knee. From the inner knees, rotate to the outer knees. From the outer knees, rotate or lengthen from the outer knee into the hip and into the outside edge of the foot, so that the legs become firm. Draw the abdomen towards the spine, broaden the abdominal flesh to the abdominal walls. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Lengthen your arms to the ceiling, interlock the fingers right into the webbing of the hands and turn the palms all the way out. And then extend your arms along the floor. If there's resistance in your shoulders, then put a folded blanket or some blocks underneath your hands. Just give yourself a little bit of support if you need it.
Extend into the palms of the hands, lengthening the shoulders away from your ears, keeping the legs activated, keeping the abdomen activated, keeping the abdomen move into the spine to flatten out the lumbar spine a little. Raise your arms and swap the interlock of your fingers so that the index finger of the other hand is on the top of the stack. Turn the palms all the way out, keeping the thumbs in contact, and then again extend your arms along the floor. Just keeping the feet activated. You can always put blocks on the outsides of the thighs if there's discomfort in the hips. Just feel the nowness of your extension, how the poses bring your consciousness into the physical body, especially where there is resistance. But draw your consciousness beyond that resistance into areas of the body that feel free. And bring extension into every limb, every inch of the skin. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. And then gently release your arms and just rest your hands on your lower ribs. Let the legs just relax into the floor. Just let the body release. Just relax into the ground. Observe how the body feels different now to how it felt at the beginning. Gently bring your knees towards each other. Have the knees together and the feet apart, just bringing release into the hips. And then draw your knees in towards your chest. Have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom. Just a gentle massage on the spine. And then very gently roll over onto your right side. Just stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg. Come back up into a seated position. And then just put a pair of socks on or cover yourself over if you might be chilly in your room. Just guide yourself down along the centre of the mat. Be in a really good straight line. Have a folded blanket for underneath your head. Just make sure that it feels that it's evenly folded. Allow the body to release into the ground. Close your eyes if you haven't done already. Feel your lungs full of air and then sink into the ground with the out-breath, allowing the physical body to become heavy on the ground. As you inhale, observe that you are breathing evenly into both lungs. As you exhale, observe that you are exhaling evenly from both lungs. Let the body become heavy. Completely release the arms and the legs, unhooking the muscles of the arms and the legs
so that the physical body becomes heavy. And then out of that heaviness, observe a feeling of physical lightness radiating from the bones and into the muscles. Physical lightness radiating from the bones and into the muscles and into your organs. Physical lightness radiating from the bones and into the muscles and the organs and into the skin and the flesh. And then when you are ready to disturb yourself, just gently wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers, bringing yourself back into this pose of shavasana, but holding on to that feeling of physical lightness that shavasana brought into the body and the mind. Bend your knees in towards your chest, have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom, just a gentle massage on the spine, and then roll over onto your right side. Gently straighten out the top leg, come back up into a seated position. Sit yourself in cross legs. Being cross legs, sitting on the front edge of the seat bones. Bring your hands into Namaste. Draw your breath in through your nose down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you have lifted out of the physical practice. That good positive energy from extension and turn and forward bend and reclining. Draw the chin down to meet the chest. Lift the chest up to meet the chin. Just spend a moment to center yourself around that sensation of physical lightness in the heart area. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. And as you raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. So hopefully you feel as though you really lifted your energy, giving yourself good, positive energy to put into your day. So thank you very much for joining me.